So again, Republicans will have the tailwind of the culture war to back them here. Tulsi Gabbard announced yesterday that she'd left the Democratic Party. She was signing a deal actually with Fox News as a contributor. And she left the Democrats because she wasn't wearing all the ribbons. And this is correct. The Democratic Party cultural platform continues to be the single greatest factor militating in Republicans' favor. It's not even their economic program. It is not, in fact, their bad inflationary policy or their just gobbling up tons of taxpayer cash and then vomiting it out again at people, exorcist style. It's not that. What is alienating blacks, Hispanics, males across the board is the insistence by the left that all of their cultural presets be celebrated by America more broadly. Tulsi Gabbard makes that pretty clear here, and she's correct.
Do this. When you look down, what do you see? You don't see anything because you're not wearing any ribbons. It means you're a bigot. It means you're a racist. It means you're a sexist. It means you're a homophobe. It probably means you're a white guy. It probably means you're a European. And you alone are responsible for all the ills of America. But I'm not, because I'm wearing these ribbons. I care more than you.
One of the reasons why I left the Democratic Party is because, as you can see, I wasn't wearing all the ribbons. I was condemned for not wearing all the ribbons. The reality is that even if you have 19 of the 20 ribbons, if you don't have that last one, then you're a cast out. You're not welcome. You're canceled. You're done. There is no end to this insanity.
That, of course, is exactly correct. And you can see it throughout the culture and in the most annoying and silly possible ways. So one of the big stories of the last couple of days is that USA Soccer is now making a statement at the World Cup in Qatar. So they're not boycotting the World Cup in Qatar because of Qatar's restrictive lifestyle laws with regard to LGBT and women and all the rest of this. No, they're going to go, they're going to play, but they are changing their logo. And that is deeply exciting stuff. According to the Daily Mail, the U.S. men's national team have made a huge statement at the World Cup in Qatar by redesigning their crest to incorporate the rainbow flag. You see, because this is what the USA stands for. The USA no longer stands for the red, white, and blue. It stands for the orange, slightly lighter orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown. That's what the USA stands for. It stands for the rainbow. The American flag has literally been replaced with the rainbow flag in the USA logo for the World Cup. I guess that's fitting. Because again, this is what the left presumably would like to do. They don't like the idea of the American principles embodied in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. They do, however, like the transgressivism implicit in the notion that the only value that is worth upholding is the value of transgressive identification with your subjective sexual feeling. And that is the only thing that is worthwhile upholding. And of course, this is going to make a huge difference to, I'm sure, all of the gay people who live in Qatar. The U.S., wow. By the way, the U.S. is not going to play with these on the field. The U.S. is just going to put this in their special designated sections over in the press area. So, slow clap for all of the virtue signaling from U.S. men's soccer. The tournament starts on Sunday, sees the U.S. play their opener against Wales. It's been hugely controversial in its buildup, given Qatar's human rights record and attitude toward homosexuality. As recently as last month, a Qatar World Cup ambassador told a German TV broadcaster homosexuality was damage to the mind and remains illegal to be gay in the conservative Muslim country. The U.S. men's national team appeared to have made an immediate stand. They've changed the usual red stripes on their crest to a rainbow around their team base. All around their team base. And they have the trans flag there too. That's exciting. So when you are presenting America's face to the rest of the world, including the conservative Muslim world, the thing you have to do is show that what America truly stands for is not the red, white, and blue that it's historically represented the United States. You stand for the light pink and the light blue and the white of the trans flag, as well as the rainbow flag. Pride progress is what America is all about. America isn't about constitutional democracy. It isn't about freedom of speech. It's not about freedom of religion. America, when you get right down to it, when we are talking about the cultural imperialism that America pushes abroad, it used to be cultural imperialism in America. The stuff that really pissed off our enemies was the fact that we were pushing free markets and free speech and free ideas, right? That was the stuff that really ticked everybody off. The reason that Grapes of Wrath, the movie, was banned in the Soviet Union famously is because in the movie, which is about a Great Depression family struggling, they have a car. And everybody in the Soviet Union is like, wait, hold up. You're saying the poorest people in America have cars? What? That was America's cultural export. America's cultural export during World War II was America is a place that preserves democracy and freedom of religion. That was our cultural export. Now, America's chief cultural export, because you can't have the American flag anymore. The chief cultural export is we love the transgressive sexual agenda. That is our thing. That is how we judge whether a country is good or bad. We don't judge them based on any other criteria. If Hungary has a political system that allows for free voting and where there is an opposition press, contrary to popular opinion, if Hungary has free elections and freedom of religion, if Hungary has all those things, but they're restrictive on immigration and they're really not super hot on the LGBTQ agenda, this means that they are basically Qatar. And Qatar, as we know, is evil, not because of their repressive agenda with regard to women or their violation of human rights or their unwillingness to allow the people to have a voice in their own fate or their barring of free speech or their very weak laws with regard to state ownership of property versus private property ownership. That's not really the problem. The problem is that Qatar is really, really not in favor of gay marriage. Like the fact that this has become the single litmus test for decency in the modern world is kind of an astonishing thing. And the fact that this is what America chooses to export to the world is also an astonishing. And then we wonder, why do all these people look at us as though we are a decadent West? Now, again, they're not right to think of us as the decadent West compared to their own decadence. Right? They have a different kind of decadence. But if your chief cultural export is, in fact, the most left-wing version of the social agenda, the transing of the children, for example, do you expect everybody else to react with alacrity to your generalized demands to change world culture? What exactly is the appeal? The clashing worldview between the Judeo-Christian individualistic world mindset of, say, 1942 America and the Nazi mindset or the Soviet mindset of that same time period was pretty clear. The mindset of the radical subjectivist individualism of America versus the rest of the world, I'm sorry, but we are disconnected from history. We are disconnected from our own ideology and our own roots. And if this is what we choose to push, again, of all the things that America has to push, this is what you should, all right, I mean, sure. Neil Buth, the U.S. MNT's chief communications officer, told Daily Mail, our rainbow badge has an important and consistent role in the identity of U.S. soccer. In fact, here was the USA soccer head coach, Greg Berhalter, talking about redefining the crest so that it is now not the American flag, it is now the rainbow.
I know you guys have talked about kind of wanting to bring the Be the Change discussion here to Qatar. I saw the rainbow flag logo here on the training facility. I wonder if you can speak to why it was important to have that here where the team is training and just kind of what the discussions have been like with the team about those types of messages here in Qatar.
Yeah, we've been talking to the team for the last 18 months about Qatar, about some social issues in Qatar, and we think it's important. Like wherever, I think that when we are on the world stage and we are in a venue like Qatar, it's important to bring awareness to these issues, and that's what Be the Change is about.
Oh, they're a change agent. They're not a soccer team representing America. They're a change agent in favor of gay marriage. This is why I objected very strongly when the Obama administration decided to project the gay flag on the White House in the aftermath of Obergefell, because the idea was that is not representative of all Americans. It isn't. I'm sorry. The notion that America is chiefly about gay marriage is an absurdity. It is not. America is about the principles of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Like, that's the stuff we actually signed on the dotted line for. I'm unaware where everybody signed on the dotted line that says that gay marriage is like the chief export of the United States. It's the thing that matters absolutely the most. Goalkeeper Sean Johnson also talked up the rainbow. Again, they're not even going to wear this on the field. It's all just a bunch of virtue signaling for the American media so that they can pretend that they're making a great deal of change in Qatar, which will immediately ignore all of this.
It's a brave stance the US have taken with the rainbow flag, and it's FIFA have told countries not to speak about issues, but you clearly feel as a squad pretty strongly about it, and you're prepared to do that throughout the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a sign of our values and what we represent as a men's national team in U.S. soccer, and we're a group that believes in inclusivity, and we'll continue to project that message going forward.
So important. How's this for a title? Ben Shapiro Show subscriber destroys like button with clicks and logic. I'd watch that. Make it happen, gang.